Hi, I'm Jason Bellamy here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, National Student Conclave 2014, and I'm joined by Janet Bezner. Janet, you're associate professor right now at Texas State University.
Right.
You have a background, you were on the APTA board of directors, you were with APTA staff for a long time, staff member of mine, which is great. And today, this morning, you talked to students about leadership development. It wasn't really so much about following a course, if you want to be a leader, do this, then do that. It was really about sort of themes of these are traits that you want to have if you're going to be a leader. I want to highlight a few of those. One of them you led off with was self-awareness. Why is self-awareness so important for anybody who wants to be a leader, not necessarily just within the association, but within the clinic where they work or anywhere else?
Right. So the literature is very clear about self-awareness and the importance of self-awareness. It's the #1 quality employers look for in a good employee. It's a number one quality of a leader. Why? It's a really good question. I don't know if I have the answer to that. I have personal experience, though, that when a person is self-aware, they really understand their strengths, their weaknesses, and they know what to sort of go for in their life and what to not go for in their life. And so I think it's the intersection of being self-aware and knowing your passion, and that sort of sending you on this path where you can be successful and effective and influence others. So Jennifer and I really feel strongly that self-awareness is something everyone can work on. Everyone can be better, and because it's an important leadership quality, it's a beautiful marriage about where you start. So working on self-awareness by doing some of the things I talked about, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, like really nailing those, being disciplined about whatever it is that you want to do, setting boundaries, focusing, those are all ways that you can be more self-aware.
And you talked about making sure you understand the effect on others. You mentioned you had a moment in the past where you sort of bowled over other people. You were doing well, but at the expense of sort of wearing other people out. Another thing along that theme was talking about sort of getting to know your environment before you maybe make change. So you shared a story of somebody who kind of tried to challenge the status quo, but had just been in a new job for a week or month or something like that. So why is that so important?
Yeah, so the part of influencing others that people underappreciate is the relationship that is so primary to that. So if you don't have a relationship with people and they don't trust you, you could have the best idea in the world and it's not going anywhere. So in order to influence people, in order to change, we talked about the importance of these students going out and being able to do what they're taught to do, which in turn will change the profession and move the profession forward. They've got to build relationships with people. People aren't going to trust them. People aren't going to automatically say, oh, you have a DPT and you should come in here and tell us how to do it. They're talking about, they're going to be working with people with 20, 30 years of experience with a lot of credentials after their name. And they're not going to be willing just to give up what they've done for that long. And so building relationships, building trust, getting to know people, and then saying, how about if we consider this? That's a much more tried and true approach, I guess.
Another thing you talked about was the importance of saying no, and sort of for people-pleasing physical therapists and physical therapist assistants, that can be hard sometimes for everybody, but maybe especially for that group. Why is saying no so important?
Yeah, so if you there's a saying that I love. I didn't say it this morning, but I love it, and it's appropriate here. If you don't know where you're going, then any path will take you there. And so if we know where we want to go, if we're sure about our purpose and our desires and our motivations, then we've got to say no to everything else because there's not enough time, money, or people in the world to get it done. So I think for the profession, we have this new vision that is very, very out there, very challenging, very big. And we've got to say as a profession no to everything else that doesn't get us there. And people have to do the same thing, right? So if I'm set on making a certain contribution to the world, I will get there faster if I can get rid of the things that don't contribute to that. And that's hard because there are a lot of things that I would like to do, a lot of ways I want to spend my time, money, effort, and they just don't get me where I need to go, so I have to say no sometimes, which is really hard.
Awesome. So you can watch the entirety of the presentation, including also Jennifer Green-Wilson, who lectured with you. She talked a lot about passion. It was great whether you're a student, whether you're a professional, if you're not even in PT for that matter. The whole broadcast, archived broadcast of that will be available on the NSC website through the end of the year. Janet Bezner, thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you.
You can watch other dispatches like these on the NSC website. I'm Jason Bellamy, and I'll catch you later.